Everyone is building AI wrappers, AI agents, AI chatbots, and almost none of them are getting funded. I spent weeks going through the actual portfolios of A16det and Sequoia, two firms that just put 70 billion to work in 2026, and what their funding guys looks nothing like what Twitter is telling you to build. 5 categories, 5 ideas, one of them almost nobody is talking about. Let's get it done. Before we get into ideas, why should you trust me? Most AI startup content ideas is someone's opinion. This isn't. Everything I'm going to show you is sourced from actual VC portfolios, fund announcements, and published data from the people writing the checks. Two sources: A16det, 50 billion raised in January 2026, largest VC fundraising history, and Sequoia, 60 billion assets under management. They just dropped their 2026 AI thesis. So what these people actually funding? One frame to keep in mind: VCs don't fund ideas, they fund gaps. Big markets, broken process, no good solution yet, that's the filter. Idea number 5, and I'm starting here because most founders will immediately write this off. This is exactly where is an opportunity. Anderson Horowitz dedicated more than 1 billion to what they call American dynamism. Defense, aerospace, manufacturing, logistics. Sequoia just backed its first aerospace company since SpaceX. Both firms are quietly moving money into physical industries. Software has eaten banking, media, retail, but manufacturing, construction, logistics, these industries are still running on processes from last century. They are massive, they are broken, and the AI has barely touched them. US defense plus tech automation, we're taking multi-trillion market with almost no modern software on top. Pick one physical industry, pick one specific function: procurement, maintenance, scheduling, compliance reporting. Build a vertical agent for that one thing. Not sexy, not for product hunt, but this is exactly the category that gets a 50 million check writing at Series A without a single viral tweet. Idea 4, this is the contrarian path to 1 billion outcome, and I mean that literally. Every founder wants to build new neobank, Robin Hood of AI trading app. This market is visible, competitive, and brutally hard to win. But infrastructure underneath it, nobody is touching it. Play didn't build a new customer app, they built pipes and sold it for $5 billion. Sequoia just backed Kalshi, prediction market infrastructure, Evervault, encryption for sensitive financial data. Their most recent investment out of this month, Reload, AI native accounting. Anderson Horowitz fintech sits inside their 3 billion other stars juice bucket and lean heavily toward infrastructure. Financial data is the most valuable and most locked up data in the world. Compliance layers, reconciliation systems, data pipes, all broken, all manual, all expensive to fix. AI makes this 10x more urgent because now financial institutions trying to deploy AI and hitting the wall. The data they need doesn't exist in a clean, accessible format. Global fintech infrastructure is a 300 billion market. AI has barely touched the compliance, reconciliation, and data layers, the part that makes everything else work. So build the AI native data layers that sits between financial institutions and the AI systems, not another trading interface. The infrastructure that lets AI actually read, act, and process on financial data inside regulated environments. The gap is exactly where the biggest outcomes are built. Idea 3, this one has the clearest proof of concept because this is already working. The question is, how much white space is left? Harvey, AI for legal work, 300 billion Series E, 8 billion valuation, backed by both A16det and Sequoia. Ambience, clinical AI for healthcare documentation. Glenn, AI enterprise search. A16det partner Anish Achara wrote something in January 2026 that I'm coming back to. He basically said, every non-technical team inside every company, legal, HR, finance, procurement, is going to have to learn to reach for software first, before the human system they have always relied on. That's the signal. Every company in the world still runs this process on human labor, spreadsheets, and emails. The HR coordinator, the accounts payable team, the junior lawyer. These are expensive, slow, and completely replaceable with a well-built vertical agent. And here's the thing, Harvey owns legal at Big Law, Cursor owns software engineering, Glenn owns enterprise search. But this is only 3 verticals out of hundreds. Nobody has built Harvey for construction contract review, for franchise operations, for immigration compliance, for property management. The idea is proven, their market is enormous. Global legal services alone is 1 trillion, HR tech 300 billion, each one is a separate massive market, Each one has a dozen sub-verticals nobody has touched yet. Pick one specific function, one industry, build an agent that replaces the junior hire, not a horizontal platform that does everything for everyone. One thing done properly for one specific buyer. The mistake most founders make, they go horizontal because it feels bigger. Capitalist fund verticals because it's actually defensible, and right now most of the grid is empty. Idea 2, this is the most unglamorous idea on this list, and also that's the problem that's breaking every enterprise deployment right now. A16, the general partner, said this explicitly in their 2026 big ideas, so startups will solve the chaos of unstructured multimodal enterprise data, PDFs, videos, logs, scan contracts. This data is currently breaking AI systems like RAG pipelines and agents. Structuring and governing it will unlock massive enterprise value. So I have seen this in production. The enterprise blames AI, the agent breaks. The problem is the data. So the gap is there. 80% of enterprise data is unstructured and completely inaccessible to AI. And this isn't a model problem. Models are good enough. It's an infrastructure issue and nobody has solved it clearly at scale. Enterprise data management is 120 billion market, growing 20% per year. AI has made it 10x more urgent, because now the cost of bad data isn't just bad reporting, it's broken agents, failed automations, broken AI enterprise projects being killed before they launch. So the idea is simple. Build the ingestion, cleaning and governance layer for multimodal enterprise data that takes the mess, the PDFs, the meeting recordings, the legacy databases, and make it AI readable, not a chatbot on top, the foundation underneath. This idea will make someone extremely wealthy and completely unknown perfect. Idea 1, and I want to be upfront, this is the most contrarian pick on this list. There is no hardware, no cursor, no company already running at 500 million ARR proving the model. It's exactly why it's number 1. A16, the general partner in Shachara, just wrote this in January 2026, and I want to read it carefully because that's the clearest articulation I have seen from a major VC about open market. So, all the tools we use for knowledge work are focused on execution. IDS for creating code, Figma for creating design, spreadsheets for creating models. When it comes to tool for exploration, tools that help people think, we don't really have any modern products. So guys, think about it. One of the most influential investors in the world just said there is no modern products for thinking. Zero. As AI handles more execution, code, design, writing, analysis, the bottleneck moves upstream. The question is no longer how do I build this? The question is what should I build? Strategy, ideation, decision making under uncertainty. AI is bad at this and no product is seriously attacking it. Knowledge work software is 500 billion market. Strategy consulting alone is 300 billion per year. The exploration layer is completely vacant. First mover in a category this large doesn't just win, they define it. So my bet is a tool that helps founders and managers think, not execute. AI native strategy canvas. Decision frameworks that challenge your assumptions instead of confirming them. The anti-chatbot built for exploration. Let me give you the 5 in one sentence. AI for physical industries. Defense, aerospace, manufacturing, logistics, unsexy but massive. AI fintech infrastructure, not another trading app. The contrarian path to 1 billion outcome. Vertical AI agents for service function. One function, one industry, built properly. Enterprise data infrastructure. The unglamorous foundation that helps everything else work. AI thinking tools. Zero incumbents, 500 billion completely open market. Here's the pattern across all 5. VCs aren't funding AI hype. They fund an AI that helps real, broken, expensive problem in a specific market. That's the entire filter, that's it. I'm actively building in one of these categories right now, integrating AI into a real e-commerce business with a real revenue, not a demo, not a side project. If you want to follow this journey, the real numbers, the actual code, the decisions that didn't work, subscribe and turn on notifications. That's what this channel is about. And feel free to drop a comment, I read it all.